So I wanted to upgrade this lava pit and make it look a little bit more like the lava level was kind of varying at some points and kind of left hardened lava all over the surrounding environment. And so a lot of the surrounding assets ended up looking like this, which is kind of a mix between the original material and then a completely lava caked material. And a good way to transition between two materials like that is to use texture coordinates. So if I just grab a monkey here, I can probably do a decent job of explaining what's going on. If I add a new material, and I just go Shift A, texture coordinate, and if we use the object, then we have this kind of weird colorful thing, and what we're getting here is a mix between the -1 to +1 on the Z, X, and Y axes, and so it's kind of a way to map the whole object in different colors. And so that's a really useful thing to know about when you want to transition smoothly from one material to another on a certain axis of an object, but you kind of need to know how to take it apart a little bit. So if we go Shift A and add a converter, separate X, Y, Z, we can take the vector and it gives us this nice black and white gradient on whichever axis we want. And probably if we're going to do a lava level, we want the Z axis from lower to higher. And this is where we get into some stuff that I actually pretty recently learned, and that's that the 0 point on all of these coordinates is the origin of the object. And so if we wanted to just drop a color ramp on this and kind of control where our materials fade from, we'd really only have the ability to do anything on the upper half of the object unless we use the negative axis down here. So to explain that maybe a little bit clearer, there's kind of a coordinate system. In the center where the origin is the 0 point. Then we have 1 all the way up at the top. That's why that's pure white. And then down here, we actually have -1. So if we want the fine control to be able to fade through our whole object, we need to use this negative area. And to do that, we can add in a map range node. And we can plop this here after the Z. And instead of going from 0 to 1, so this area, we can go from -1 to 1. And then the output we can say is 0 to 1. So black to white, and then negative to positive. And now we have this whole object that we can mess with, which is super handy. Now for this rubble asset, it's actually a little bit more straightforward than that because the origin is at the bottom of the mesh. So it's just 0 here and then 1 to the top of the mesh. Now I made this node group that I can drop on all of the surrounding assets around the lava pit, so it's a little bit of one size doesn't necessarily fit all, but if we look into this group with tab, we can see this is the coordinate system we have to go from black to white, and we have a little bit of extra stuff over here, but if it was just this object, we probably wouldn't need the map range. We could just delete that since the origin is at the bottom of the mesh already. So that's pretty cool. We can get nice fine tuning throughout the whole object. We can say we want the black part to be the lava and we want it at exactly this level. But as we look a little bit closer here, you can see this is a very kind of surgical line. And we might want a little bit more variation because lava isn't always perfectly flat like that. And so what I did to add some variation was I added a mix node. And instead of mix color, we want to switch this to vector. And we can take the object coordinates and maybe put that in the B socket. That can go into the separate node. And if we switch this all the way to 1, then that's just the straight object coordinates and we get the same thing. But if we input a noise texture, and we can actually take the color and plop that into the A, then we have the very specific colors of the texture coordinates. And then we have all of these kind of random textures of the noise texture. And we can mess with the factor value and actually start to kind of warp stuff. If we're just looking at the Z value here, or better yet, the color ramp value, as we start to mix in this randomness, the level of lava starts to get a little bit more random as well. And then of course we can always add detail or whatever through the texture coordinate, which is pretty cool. When we look at the final result, the lava level is a little bit less kind of surgical, and then also we can switch it so that it fades a little bit more gradually. And that's a really nice controlled way to fade between two materials on a specific axis of an object.